All right. All right. So this is my world, and let's get started. I have tons of reeds, tree farm. This is all I have built above ground. There's tree farm, bunch of these things, and this little hut. In the hut, and the bottom. Here's where everything happens. We have an intersection with our way up. One stream in the middle, so you can get up to the ladders, and then the ladders to go up to the top. Water in the corners for a break fall, so you can get down without dying. Pumpkins for light, because pumpkins look better than torches. Let's start with the storage. My rules. And the storage room. So, pretty simple. The blue is the generic items with hidden pumpkins underneath the carpet so you can't see them. And then I have more areas, the red, purple, cyan, orange, green, yellow, pink, and gray, all with respective, they were going to be bulk storages. Example, bulk blocks. And gatherables, bunch of reeds, and etc. Green wasn't finished. Bulk food, the cyan, bunch of carrots, and potatoes, etc. Black was the blacksmith. This is where all the resources are. Gold, iron, coal, diamonds. Bunch of auto furnaces. If you don't know how these work, you put stuff in the chest at the top. It flows through the hopper, flows into the furnace. It flows into this block. You want to keep coal in it, but then once it's finished cooking, it goes in here, which that's another hopper that it flows to that hopper, and then the hopper is pointing to the chest. So you put items in the top chest, they cook, and they go down to the bottom chest. And we have 8 of those. And the anvil's in the floor for repairing stuff. The bedrooms, because you always need to respawn somewhere. And the enchantment table. Some office in here and enchantment area. A lava lake. This is more the unfinished section of the base. Alright. Let's go back to the central. Okay. If we go down the other path, we have our farms. Our farms, we have pumpkin farm. Pressure plate to open the door. Just a bunch of pumpkins. You come in here with an axe and you chop them up. Chop up the pumpkins. And the stalks are behind, so they'll always regrow. You just come in here with your axe. You chop, 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 chop. Pick them up and you just leave. And we have our wheat farms. We have, so the way this works is back here we have water behind some pistons. And when we flip a lever that's on the outside, the water flows. And water flows 7 blocks and then down 1, or 8 blocks and then stops. So this platform is 7 blocks long. This platform is 7 blocks long. And this platform is 8 blocks long. So the water goes to the 7th block, which is here, then falls. Goes to the 7th block, falls. And then goes to the 8th block and stops here. And this uproots all the wheat. It uproots all the wheat and pushes it all right here. The levers for veggies 1, 2, and 3, as that was one. Various storage things. We have veggies 2. And same idea. 2 and 3. Lots of wheat. Lots of bread. Very easily harvested. For pumpkins, I have multiple of these rooms. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, 3 pumpkins and 1 melon. Melon works the same idea as pumpkins. You have the stalks in the back, and they grow the block. You harvest the block, and the blocks will grow back. You never have to mess with the stalk. A little further, that's the other one. A little further, we have a cactus farm because cactus farms are cool. And this is an auto harvest system. Anytime it grows, it just harvests itself. Fairly new, but still 2.5 stacks of cactus. The way this works is so the way cactus grow, cactus have to be on a sand block. Cactus can only grow on sand blocks, and sand block falls, so you need a dirt underneath it. So dirt, sand, cactus. And cactus will grow up 1 block, but if it has a block adjacent to it, then it will break. So these cactuses grow 1 block up and then break because there's an adjacent block, and they fall into the water stream. And the water streams tunnel into this central hopper, which feeds into the rest. Alright. We have our strip mine, which is one of the most efficient ways of mining. You just you dig a tunnel, a 2x1 tunnel, and you just go as far as you want. And you go 2 blocks, and you go 2x1 tunnel, as far as you want. 2 blocks, 2x1 tunnel, etc., etc. And at a very special, at the Y value of 12 is where you want to be. When your Y value is 12, that's the most likely area you'll find diamonds, and all other resources are basically evenly distributed. So this is the area you want to be at Y12. And you do this and you find a bunch of diamonds. Back to the central. If we go this way, where storage area was this way, farms, vegetable farms are this way. We have this path goes to the storage room as well, from the side entrance. And this area was going to be a village that was given up upon. Giant area. We dug out. We're going to make a very intricate village, but that passion died. Alright, back to the central. We have 1 more path to go. And this way it goes to Zach, which is a co-player on this world when we were making it, and our passive and aggressive mob farms. First one we have is the aggressive mob farm. This farms creepers, skeletons, and zombies. It's just a little room, nothing much to it. And our little snowman. I'll get to him in a minute. And, well, you get to see how it works. Mobs just, come down over here and die. So the way, and when they die, their items, which you can't really see. So mob physics is that when they die, items drop at their foot slot. Their foot slot is in the water, and items flow with water. And items flow into that hopper, which flow into this chest. So we get zombie flesh, bones, arrows, gunpowder, and then all these miscellaneous things are from the witches. So we get zombies, skeletons, creepers, and witches. And well, it's just a killing device. Mobs hold spacebar in the water, so their head's in the lava, so they take damage. And the items go to the hopper and to the chest. This little path is for the baby zombies who aren't tall enough to go to so they just flow into this little hole and they just fall in lava. Because baby zombies don't draw much anyway, and they'll clog up the system if we don't do something about it. So, back behind this path, I have a bunch of pads. Let's explain this here. Explain how this works. So, this is just a way to travel the mobs. And here's where all the fun stuff happens. This is all it is. There is pads. They're just big pads. This is in a 2-block high zone, so Endermen cannot spawn. 2-block high means skeletons, creepers, and zombies can spawn. It also means spiders can spawn, which is the point of the half slabs. Spiders can only spawn in a 2x2 area, and there's no 2x2 areas because the half slabs stop it. And this is this is one of the few dark areas in this area. So the mobs spawn here, and mobs will walk off a ledge that's like within 5 blocks. So eventually they'll all just fall, and the water currents will travel them. This is just a way to make mobs, because mobs, all they do in water is they don't move, they just hold spacebar like this. And so all the water currents flood them to the center. And it's like that on the 4 sides. They all fall down here, they still take no damage, they just hold spacebar like this. And then eventually they come over here and they hit their faces in the lava. There's a glass block here, so they're just holding spacebar and they get shoved against this glass block and just burn it down. And then, well, items drop at the bottom of the feet area. So items flow down. As for snowmen, and this is just the bulk storages for the others. Snowman is a great way to get snow. You can make a snowman by putting two snow blocks and then a pumpkin on top. It makes a snowman. And the interesting thing is that whenever he walks, he leaves a snow trail. And I can't go to survival. But the idea is you take a shovel, and a shovel will instantly break this snow block, and he automatically puts it back. So with a shovel, you just stand here and hold your clicker, and you get tons of snowballs. Each time you break it, you get a snowball, which is here. And then 4 snowballs make a snow block. So this is an infinite snow block farm. You just have to hit this corner with the shovel. You don't want to hit him because then he'll die and then bad stuff happens. But that's how it works. And then we have our passive mob farm. Each sheep has a designated area of all the different colors. I have all colors of the sheep. And we have the chicken farm, which is right here, which is above this. So this is how a chicken farm works. It auto harvests. So we come with this ladder. And then from here we have eggs. We are assuming that you have eggs. And you just stand here and you throw the eggs up. And the egg has like a 1 in 6 chance of breaking and hatching a chicken. Little baby chickens come over here, they swim, and they fall there. And there's a water block, so the chickens, like every other mob, just hold spacebar so they never fall through. They also don't take damage. Underneath the water block there's a hopper. The hopper loads into this chest, and chickens lay eggs. Chickens will passively lay eggs. Just come here and just throw eggs up here. Throw eggs up, babies will happen. We have a few babies at time. And that's how you load it. And then they automatically lay eggs. Alright, we have our cow and pig area with the trapdoors. So the way this works is you open the trapdoors. You open the trapdoors and you push a cow or pig in. And they'll fall through this trough. It's a little trough, and it goes to this other room. Because if you want food like meat or bacon, you can't. I mean, killing 3 or 4 of them isn't really useful, and if you kill all these, you have to get them all over again. So we have our mass cow. Automated harvest. And, well, it's just that. That little trough they have for the cows and the pigs respectively go into this room. So you'd breed the cows in there. You'd breed the cows over in that other area, and you push them into the trough. And, well, it's a mob traveler, and they travel over here into this room. The cows and the pigs have their own version on the other good side over there. And in this room, you can just run around and mass breed them. Same thing with the pigs. Sometimes they get across. And how to kill them, you flip this lever. These pistons will retract and pull up all these fences. And due to overpopulation, they kind of push each other into this middle trough at the bottom. As we can see. Some mobs fall, you can even push them in. Sometimes they cross over, well. So the beauty of this is everyone goes to the center. They might get stuck at first, but they'll make it through. They won't drown, and even if babies get in, they'll be okay, because they'll stand at the bottom until they mature. And they go up this elevator, up the mob elevator. Closing it back down. Well, this is how the mob elevator works. Over here, they just hold spacebar and they go up through this tunnel. A certain amount of blocks they go up, and then they just travel straight across, and then they fall here. But what's special is they fall through a lava block, and just puts them on fire, and they just stand on top of the hopper and they die because they burn it up. But when they die, they're on fire, so they drop cooked meat instead of raw meat, which goes in the hopper, which goes into the chest. Chest is here, and we get cooked meat, steak and pork chop, and whatever. How that works. And then once again, we need lots of wool, so we have our mass sheep farm. And this one isn't as intricate, you just run around with a pair of shears and you get lots of wool. That's how this one works. You may ask, where did I get all the animals? You just have to find 2 of each. You just need 2 sheep, you just need 2 cows and 2 pigs. Find them up on the surface. You find 2 cows, 2 sheep, and 2 pigs, just shove them down here. For chickens, you can just kill them and take the eggs. Once you get 2 chickens born from the eggs, you're fine. You just open this up a little and just shove animals down here. They'll fall, they'll hit the water, and they'll get down here. And you just herd them all to where you want them. You herd them all into individual pens, and you can breed and then distribute, breed and distribute, breed and distribute. And for the last area, we pass on to Zach's area, which he doesn't do a lot of underground building. He does a lot of overground building. He has 1 architect, 1 structure built we can go look at. That's his tower. He makes architecture stuff, and well, I'm not good at making architecture stuff, so he does. Unfinished, as most of this world is, but the idea is the same. Started on the staircase. The front door that goes outside. Staircase was started. Big circular that would have gone all the way up. And that's the world. Lots and lots of reeds. Sugarcane. That's all we really have here. I have a quick entrance into the base, if you noticed it earlier. Hold water up with a ladder. Just fall through. Water breaks so you don't take any damage. And you're back inside. Going to the nether. This is that nether area. Of course, I have to make it safe. Cobblestone's a highly blast resistant block. I don't believe we did much more in here. Haven't been here in a while. Lava fountain. Little nice lava fountain here. And a fortress, I guess we were making. That's it. That's the world.